Hey everybody, how we doing today? So in today's shop day, we are going to be making a air compressor cart slash hand truck carrier. Basically, I got this old hand truck. It's on its last legs, as you can see. Good old rust got to it, so it's hammered pretty bad. What I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to end up just cutting it off right about here where there's still good metal, eliminating all this bottom rusty stuff and just dropping this bar down and then kind of rebuilding it back up. This compressor fits rather nicely in there. It's rounded and it's got that rounded back, so it just cups it very nicely there. It just barely sits on it though, so I'm going to use a little plywood, make a plywood base that fits underneath there, and then kind of rig it up, and then I'll just have like a little mini cart there for this and haul it around. So that's what we're going to work on today. But first, I'm going to be working on this table using my cool table saw. I try to use this every single day, so I'm getting comfortable with it. Now that I got the sled, I've got the little safety splitter there. New blade, it cuts smooth. I sanded the top, so it just glides. Everything is so smooth like butter. It's actually really fun to use, so I try to use that every day. But on this table here, this is just a temporary table until I come up with a stainless steel table like the ones they use in like the chef kitchens. It's gonna be like a 2 foot by 4 foot, but in the meantime, I'm going to use this table because I need something to be kind of just in this position as I'm going in and out, and a little workstation. Plus, I need just someplace to have my vise. Right now, I just have it sitting on these sawhorses, these little plastic sawhorses, and then this cheap particle board that I use to make my wall over there. This one has been here probably for a couple years, and it's kind of sagging and looking sad. This new one I just put on, we just got a couple days of rain, and you can see it's kind of sagging as well already. The issue is when you just have cross support this way, you don't have anything supporting the ends. Generally they have these slots where you could put a 2x4, and that's kind of usually the way I do my benches. Put that little 2x4 there in the slot and then lay it on top there. That way it gets support all the way across it. But because I have this vise here, I want this cross support there to support the vise in particular. But what I want to do is to run the 2x4s lengthwise, but make it fit just this hole right here exactly, so it's flush, so I have the cross member supporting it and the 2x4s long ways, and that'll kind of support it and keep it from bowing like it is. So that's what we're gonna do first. Got a little 2x4 here, got to cut it in half to 4 foot, and then I'm gonna cut it lengthwise into strips, which should match those holes there using the the table saw. All right, we're gonna use my crosscut sled. Generally not advisable doing a long piece like this, but I've got it all clamped down so it doesn't pop out or slide out. So I'm just gonna run this through, cut it exactly 4 foot length, and then we're gonna split it long ways. Okay, that was our first cut. Now we're gonna go the long ways. All right, so I've got it measured a little bit thicker than what it needs to be, but this first pass will just be giving me a long strip, and then I'll tighten it up, well, check it, then tighten it up, and then run it through where it basically just slivers off an edge. But yeah, this is a little bit of a sketchy type thing running this way, but I'm gonna go slow, try to make sure that the board stays flush against the fence there, keep my pressure down, and just go nice and smooth. If it starts feeling a little bit sketchy, then I'll shut it off and do maybe like a half, turn it over and do another half. So we'll just play with it. I stopped it because I was worried about the backside dropping at the end there and not being able to stop it. So I'll just flip it over and just do this last little section. See, that splitter comes in handy, makes it a lot more comfortable doing this kind of stuff. Go. All right, just checking the fit there. Yeah, so I can go probably almost 1/4 inch. So that's a good starting point. I need this flush so everything is sitting flat. But I'm going to cut another piece out of this using the same adjustment so that they'll both be the same, and then I'll start trimming them after that. So let me cut a second one of these. All right, second one's in, same deal, about 1/4 inch. So let me get to shaving these guys. All right, so I've got it just so it's shaving off one little section there. So let me run this through, see how it goes. Let's see how we fit here. All right, just a hair. Yeah, just a little bit, just a hair off. Okay, one more little adjustment, and then the other side I'll just run through. All right, let's see how this one works. Oh yeah. Oh, we are spot on. Level right about there. It's perfectly flat. All right, so we have our adjustment, so I just got to do that second one there and we will be done. Man, check it out. Look how good this thing cuts. Brand new blade. Makes all the difference in the world. That is nice. You can make a knife out of that. All right. Flush. Perfect. All right, I got the leg centered now, so now it's sturdy. 800 pounds it'll hold. All right, let's put the vise back on. All right, bench is done and fully supported. I like it. And most important of all, got to use my baby. I love this thing. Look at all that fresh powder. Fine craftsmanship. That detail work there. All right, let me blow this stuff out of here. Then we can start taking a look at this guy. Switching from woodwork to metalwork. All right, for this guy, this is basically the concept. That's what I wanted to do. The only difference is it's a plus and a minus. The minus is it's a lot of work for something that already fits, except that this thing is falling apart and won't last very long. So the fix is going to make it better. I guess I'll cut right here, across this whole straight edge there, and that'll be the good. And then I'll gut out all these pieces and then drop it back down, weld it back up, and we'll be good to go. The other thing I'm going to do, I think I'm going to get rid of these ear plates because I don't need those. I'll probably, once I grind through these to see, they might have to go, but I could replace those with bed frame angle iron. Hopefully this will still be good. Be a lot easier if this is still good. I think it'll be all right. Then, yeah, I'll still make a board for the bottom, like a square of this, well, the circle, but just make it a square base and bolt the wood to the underside here. So I'll just get a board that's notched here, comes out to the width of the compressor, and then out towards that, basically make a square of the size of the compressor. But the compressor sits in recessed a little bit, so it doesn't have to be the exact dimensions. Man, you can see how bad that is, but this plate is going to be okay, so that's good. These are not. All right, and then I do need the board because you can see from the bottom it only sits on these 3 legs. It's not the whole thing, so I need to make sure each one of those legs is contacting the base plate. And then the problem other is that they're all offset, so if you look straight down, straight from the front, there's this leg off over here. That leg's kind of almost at the 9 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and then that one's over there at 1 o'clock. So it's all wonky. So yeah, that's why the board, but it shouldn't be too bad. Main thing is taking my time to figure out where to make the cuts, and then what material I have left to work with. So all right, let's get cutting. And if you were wondering why I spent so much time on getting even the 5th garbage can, it's because this one was square and I like that, so it fits right in this corner. So that's why I picked this last garbage can up. No, I didn't need it. And the bad thing is that they actually won't accept this garbage can. It's too big. I think these are like 44, 45, and the max they do is 38 gallons, which are those small round ones. So as I fill this up, then I'll just have to dump it into one of those other bins, but I like it because it fits nice in that corner there. Since I've got like rust starting all over. I'm gonna just use a hammer. Yeah, so the main hoop is good all the way around. Yeah, this thing's still solid. It just has surface fall. It's a little bit more than surface rust, but that thing's heavy duty. All right, so I could cut off pretty much from here up anywhere, but I think I'm gonna go right about here, or even at the weld. No, probably below the weld there. All right, time to start taking this thing apart. Kind of mark the areas where I'm going to be cutting. There, clearancing those off of that bottom plate on both sides. And then this support arm there. And that should be it. So half of this is all rusted away, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then spent a lot of time grinding off the rust, and then just need to reassemble it. So let's get started. The tool of choice today is going to be the hand grinder with a cutoff wheel. Also, I'll be using just a standard thicker grinder wheel. And then for the derusting, I've got the purple pads and then the wire brushes. Kind of put everything in this box here so I can get to them, since I've been using a lot of these lately. Keeps them organized. So yeah, let me start hacking away. All right, cut those supports there. So next we'll move down to these. I need to cut along here and along the bottom there. So let me do that next. All right, so that brace is gone. That's the part I'm going to be using, and that's going to be the height of the whole unit. So now let me take apart. This structure here is just going to be in the garbage, so you cut those out. Now that my table has braces, I can actually use it as a work table, so this makes things a lot easier. So how am I going to get at all these pieces? That side's totally rusted, but all right, let me see if I can get in there and cut these off. All right, we got the rotted part out. That is gone. Still got some usable steel there, but I think that's going to go in the garbage or back to the recyclers. I was able to leave these braces on, so that's good. So I'll grind down, clean up all this mess here, and then see what we've got to work with. But that should make things a lot easier, since I don't have to readjust those main brackets, and then these will go right back on. Yeah, just like that. And I got myself a little stubby hand truck. Ah, my new buddy's here. This guy, he's a beaut. He's a beaut. He fights me though. It gives me a couple of karate chops. Scratched up my hand. You a fighting chicken? I gave him some spaghetti and now he comes by every day. Huh. Let me see ya. Oh, stop. Just relax. Relax. I'm just gonna touch you. You gotta get used to me touching you. Get out of here then. I'm gonna use this wire cut brush to hit the welded area there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just knock all this rust and gunk off using a purple pad, since it's a nice flat surface. And yeah, and then I just gotta hit up here too, because that's gonna be a weld area. All right, I've got everything ground to fit. So we're pretty close there. Same on this side. And then down here. So now I've got to take the grinder and knock off all this paint and all these areas that I'm going to weld. So that is next. All right, finished with the grinding and cleaning up, so now it's ready for welding. Got all the seams all cleaned up. Looks good. So now I can just start tacking it together and then hit it with the weld, and the metal side will be done. All right, we are ready to weld. Got the welder all set up, gas on, plugged in, ground there, clamped up. So I'm gonna hit the two bottom ones, get those set, then tack the top two, and after that we can go to town. Alright, got some tacks in there. Just do a quick look over to make sure I'm not missing anything before we do a final weld to it. I think we're all good. Alright, let me just whack this guy with some weld and we'll be done with this welding part. Alright, I think we are done with the welding. So let me let this cool off and then throw the wheels on it, and then I can start working on the wood. Alright, wheels are on. Let's put this guy on the ground and test it out. Look at that little stubby hand truck. Still got some weight to it. Yeah, works like a hand truck does. Oh, did I miss? Oh, I missed the whole section welding there. Alright, let me hit that real quick. But otherwise, good lordy, this is beautiful. I like it. Alright, so it fits on there nicely. It actually just works as is. I mean, the only issue is that, oh, stay. I guess 2 feet barely sit on there when it's just centered like that, so barely holding on. I guess that's why it works, but I'm still going to go ahead and do the board along the bottom so I have all 3 sitting there. Oh, there you can see better. Alright, time to make a base plate. Here's the board I'm going to use. Some expensive plywood, just like a 2x2 sheet. I think it was like $16 or $17, $15, 13. I don't know, way too much, but what the hell. So let me measure this out and fit it on there. Alright, so I'm just going to go right to the edge on both sides. I'm going to cut it, and then I want to add the little pocket there, the rounded edge, to make the wood go inside there as well. So I'll have to fit that after I take this side out, because this thing will slide in. So let me get on the old table saw. Well, let me clean up the table saw, then I'll get this guy put to use. Every day I use this thing. Love it. Alright, that fits nicely there. So now I just want to cut an insert. So on the outside edge here, it's got to come out a bit. And then I want it to butt up against, not necessarily the round part, but the edge of the bottom plate. So let me mark that and then we'll chop it off. I just made a basic outline of where I need to cut out, so Let me chop that out, and then we can start putting it together. All right, we're all notched out there. So let's throw this guy on. Like that. Balance there, straight there. A little bit there. Nice. Okay, so now I just need to chop off the front, and then I'll probably round the edges as well. There we go, we got that fit there. Oh yeah, I need to round the edges. All right, let me do that real quick. I've got this oil drain pan that is roughly the same dimensions as the tank, so I flipped it over so I won't get oil all over the place. And then center it there and just do my rounded edges. There we go. That is the wood base. Now I just need to bolt that to the bottom of the hand truck, and then maybe do, I probably don't need to, but I'll do a little clamp or something that'll lock this together. That'll take pressure off the base, and then put some bar or something up here so I could wrap the cords around it, because I've got the electrical cord and the air hose. I just drilled 4 holes through here. That'll be enough support because the weight will be pushing down on it, so that'll be fine. So let me finish running this last one in, and this will be bolted up. All right, the base is installed there. Nice, looking good. And just basically lift it up and run it to wherever I need it. All right, so the other thing I need to do is I'm just going to put a little peg of something sticking out here so I could wrap the cords around it and the air hose. So let me figure something about that real quick. All right, I think I'm just going to use a piece off of here. I can either use this flat bar or I could use the round bar. If I use the round bar, it would weld to here, and it would be a good lift handle as well. Only problem though is when you loop stuff over, well, I guess this would stop it, but if it's wider than that, it'll fall over the back side of it. But I do like the idea of just an extra handle. I could put it a bit out of an angle, but it would have to be flush, so that's why it kind of can slip off the top. Or I could use the flat and I could do it weld out here, or even here, and then this would be a backstop. Let me think about it. All right, I went with the flat bar. I didn't want it so high here, so I'm just going to do it right about there, angle it up like that, and that should be good. Just like that. That should work fine there, and then it'll get trapped inside there as it gravity falls. That's good. Let me go ahead and tack that up and finish this guy off. All right, our little cord holder's all good. So yeah, let me throw some paint on these grind and weld marks so they don't rust, and then I don't know, I think we're done. Now I'm just going to hit it with some paint. I've got some Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer. I think this is black, but I like the red, but I'm not going to go out and buy red. So I'm just going to hit the bare metal places with black, and the places where I welded, and all these new tabs spots, and then that'll be good. All right, we are done. Finished the painting, bolted it all back together again. Got a little holder there. Nice. All right, there it is with the coils on there. Got my little holder. That'll work good. And the only thing I can think of is, I don't need to, but is I'll put a strap that just locks it in there, but it's not really going anywhere. Maneuver it anywhere. Yeah, see, that's not going anywhere. All right, we are done. I went ahead and added a strap down there, so that locks it in there, ain't going anywhere. All our cords and hoses are nicely wrapped and situated, painted, matches red and black, so very happy with that. Going from basically something that I was going to end up throwing away or giving to the metal recyclers, this hand truck, and solving a problem that I had is that this thing was portable, but it's bulky, it's heavy to carry around. You have to carry that plus all the hoses and the cords. It's just a pain in the butt. So this way it has a home, it's all situated together, and I use that hand truck for something, and it is just run and gun wherever I need it to go, and it's ready to go. So very happy. So another project done, but otherwise thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video where we finally start using this stuff, not for support stuff, but actual projects for the channel. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.